Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, I am going to be reacting to your guys' assumptions about me. Now, about a week or two ago, I went on my Instagram stories. If you do not follow me on Instagram, my Instagram name is in the description box underneath this video, so please make sure to go ahead and check that out and give me a follow. But anyways, I went on my Instagram stories and told you guys to leave your assumptions about me because I got into the assumptions video hole on YouTube and I started watching a bunch of them and I was like, this looks like so much fun, like I really want to do this for myself. And of course, I'm sure like a lot of other people through my whole life, I've gotten a ton of assumptions about me that were like either spot on or like way off. So I kind of already had an idea of what some of you might say. I haven't read any of them yet, but I kind of already had an idea in my head of what some people might say because there are just a couple assumptions about me that I have gotten through my entire life. So yeah, I went on Instagram and I told you all to leave your assumptions about me, and I'm not going to be including anyone's name, and I did mention that in my Instagram story that I was not gonna mention any of your guys' names because I really wanted you all to be completely honest with me. And yeah, I also did go on my Facebook page and I did get a couple of comments on there, so I will also be reading those off as well. If you do not follow me on my Facebook page, that is also in the description box underneath this video. So yeah, with all that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right on into this video. So if you would like to hear some of the assumptions about me and whether they are true or false, then just keep on watching. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. First, I'm gonna start with the comments or assumptions that I got on my Instagram, and then we will move on to the assumptions that I got on my Facebook page. So the first assumption that I got on Instagram was, you seem really nice and genuine. And I definitely would say that's true. This is one of the assumptions that I was assuming I was going to get from you guys. I don't know what it is, like my entire life, the two assumptions that people would always say about me is they would say I'm either really, really nice or I am a complete raging bitch. And I would definitely say I'm more on the like really, really nice side compared to like the raging bitch side. And I think the only people think that I'm mean is because I am just a very shy, quiet person. I keep to myself and I definitely have resting bitch face. So that's why like a lot of people, if they didn't think I was really, really nice, they always thought I was really mean and they never wanted to talk to me or like be around me. It's so funny, like all the friends that I have made throughout the years, like almost all of them have always told me that like before they met me, they thought I was so mean, they thought I was a complete bitch, but now that they actually know me, they know that's like totally not mean and I'm like the nicest person ever. I mean, I'm definitely not like a perfect person, but I would definitely say a good quality about me is I am a very genuinely nice person. So yeah, I would say your assumption is true. The next assumption is that you work really hard in anything you do. I would also say that this is true. And to kind of go along with this, another assumption that a lot of people have said about me through my life is people always assume that I'm lazy because, you know, I come from a family that, or parents that really have always taken care of me. They've done everything for me. Like, even though I'm a full-time student, it's like, I don't know why, but like people just look at me and they're like, oh, you don't have a job? Okay, you must be like lazy and just living off your parents. Which like, I mean, that's not like a total lie because like I said, like my parents, you know, have always taken care of me and like my mom still takes care of me today, and I don't currently have like a regular job, but I definitely wouldn't say I'm lazy. The best way to describe me is I have lazy days, but I'm not like lazy. Obviously, I'm sure like everyone, like there are some days where I don't want to do anything and I just want to lay on the couch and eat chips and watch TV. So that's what I call like lazy days, but overall am I lazy? Absolutely not. Like I always have to keep busy. I love getting stuff done. I love just keeping busy in general. And I'm also a little bit of a perfectionist. So like when I'm doing something or working on something, like I want to work on it to the fullest and like keep working on it until I think it's like as perfect as it can be. Yeah, I definitely would say your assumption is right, that I really do like to work hard in everything I do, and I'm definitely not lazy. The next assumption is you're shy when you meet new people, but you're totally crazy when you know them better. I would say for the most part, this is very true. I am an extremely shy person. I have been literally my entire life. I think my shyness has gotten a little bit better, but I only say that because when I was a little kid, like if someone like came up to me and said like hi, like I would like run into a corner and start crying, and I wouldn't like say anything to them. Like that's how like insane my shyness was when I was little. But like nowadays, like I'm obviously gonna like talk to you, and like I talk to people and interact with people, but like I'm definitely not the loudest person in the room. More than likely I'm not going to be the first person to like make a move and like start talking. I'm not a huge talker, and also along with that I'm awful at like small talk, and like I'm awful at just talking to people in general. Like that is honestly something that I like wish I could change about myself. I wish I could just be like comfortable around people and like just like talk to anyone about anything, but like I don't know what it is. Like I just can't talk to people. That's like the best way I can describe it, which sounds so weird because it's like we're all human beings and we all like, you know, live in this world together. Like how am I not able to talk to people? But that's just who I am, and I've always kind of been like that. So yeah, I'm definitely shy, but yes, those people that are close to me, I'm definitely not as shy around. I feel like the only time that I'm like really like crazy and wild and open is if I'm like around my sister. I mean, obviously she's my sister and like also like my best friend, and I don't know, we've just always been that way. Like we get together and we're like so close and we have so much fun together, and like I don't know, she's like the one person where I can be like the weirdest person around and say like the stupidest, like weirdest things, and it's like hilarious. But yeah, definitely the people I'm closer with, I'm more outgoing and vocal compared to people that I don't know as well. The next assumption is your sister Brie is your best friend now, but when you were younger, you fought a lot. Love you both. Love you too. And yes, like I kind of already mentioned, yeah, my sister, she is my best friend. As far as when we were younger, I wouldn't really say we fought a lot. I just kind of would say that our sibling fighting, our sibling relationship throughout our whole life was like any other sibling relationship. Like obviously we did get into fights. Some of them were just screaming matches. Some of them were a little physical, which is kind of funny thinking back. Just some of the fights that we used to have are like hilarious. But yeah, like I wouldn't say we fought a lot. I just think it was just any other sibling relationship. And like how I also mentioned, like obviously she's being my sister and we also are very close in age. We're only 19 months apart. So we did like grow up together. So yeah, being so close in age and just close in general and growing up together, we really got along most of the time and just had like little like regular sibling fights. The next assumption I kind of already touched on, but I thought I would just throw in here anyway, and that is you're a really sweet person, and I would definitely say that that is true. I am just like genuinely like just nice and sweet to everyone and anyone. I feel like maybe sometimes I'm a little too sweet and a little too nice. Like I feel like maybe I definitely need to get a little bit of a, you know, thicker backbone and not let people walk all over me, I guess you could say. Yeah, I guess that's really the bad thing about being really, really nice and sweet is I'm like so nice and so sweet to the point, whereas I just like want to make everyone happy, and I want to like generally be like nice to people and do things for people even when sometimes maybe they don't deserve it. I've definitely run into a few of those in my lifetime, but yeah, overall I am a really sweet person. The next assumption is you're a super sweet girl and get along with everyone. I couldn't see you in an argument or a fight. I would definitely say this is true. Obviously, I've gotten into arguments and fights with people, and yeah, I would say I'm a super sweet girl. The only one that's kind of like is the get along with everyone. I would say once people like give me a chance, I do. I really do get along with everyone. But the only reason why this might not be as true is because, like I already mentioned, because I am so shy and quiet and reserved and my resting bitch face, like so many people don't even give me a chance. They just automatically look at me without even speaking to me. They just look at me and are like, oh, that girl's a bitch. Like, I want nothing to do with her. Yeah, so I don't have a lot of friends. I don't really interact with a lot of people. And yeah, I think that's mainly because people, they just don't give me a fair chance. And because I'm so like quiet and reserved and I'm not a big talker, I don't like approach people first. I think maybe if I did approach people first, this would be like way different. I would probably have a lot more like friends. But yeah, I mean, I am generally, like I said, I am like a really nice person. So I would say I get along with everyone, but because of my personality and me being so like quiet, people take that the wrong way. This is why like I would be so nervous to meet a subscriber, just because I don't want you guys to like meet me in person and see how like genuinely like shy and awkward I am and like automatically think like, oh, well, like she's totally different from her videos, like she's just a bitch in real life. I don't want people to think that, because I don't know, it's like that's just people's first impression of me. And even people in my life that have like watched my YouTube videos, they're like, oh my god, like it's like a completely different person on YouTube, because in real life, even like with my family and friends, sometimes I can be, you know, more on the quiet side and just like laid back and chill and, you know, kind of in the background. But then when they watch my videos and they see me like talking, and it's like people are so shocked by it. But I think the difference is because like when I'm filming it, yeah, obviously it's gonna go on YouTube where like potentially millions of people could see it, but as I'm filming this, there's like no one in this room. So I feel like that's what makes the difference. If this room was filled with a bunch of you guys or like a bunch of other people, I would be so nervous. Like I don't think I could do it. So yeah, I hope that kind of makes sense. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I feel like I'm just having a really hard time explaining things. I feel like as I'm talking, it's like not making sense in my own head. So I feel like I really hope it's making sense to you guys. The next assumption is you love Bree's pups but want your own little one. Yes, I definitely love my sister's dogs. They are definitely my little babies. Even though they're not technically mine, I just consider them mine because I'm so obsessed with them and like I'm around them all the time. Like even the past few summers, like my sister pretty much like hired me to like watch them like while she was at work or like at like festivals or just doing her own thing. But like in the summers, like I was with them like pretty much every single day, and even not in the summers, I'm around them all the time. I'm absolutely obsessed with them. And as far as wanting my own, I kind of go back and forth. Like I feel like it's one of those things where it's like I see my sister's dogs and like how much I love them, where it makes me want my own dog. But at the same time, I don't know if I would want one anytime soon, just because I feel like animals are kind of similar to children. Like they're similar in a way that they're a huge responsibility, and like you have this little animal that you know you need to take care of. You need to feed it and bathe it and take it to the bathroom and take it to the vet. You know what I mean? Like it's just such a huge responsibility, and I just don't know if I'm like ready for that yet. Or like if you watch my Q&A videos and I address whether I want kids or not, it's kind of the same thing with kids and with animals. I just feel like I'm at a stage in my life where I'm just too selfish to have children and too selfish to have animals. Like it's just, they're too big of a responsibility that I just don't want to take on right now. So I mean, maybe in the future. The next assumption is you live on your own and you don't like it. I don't really know how to answer this one because I guess I kind of live on my own, but at the same time I really don't. It's kind of a weird situation. I'm kind of in the middle of the two. So I guess the way I can describe it is I'm living at Luke's house. This is his apartment, and I have been staying here every single night other than going to my sister's for a few weeks just to, you know, spend time with her and the dogs. I've been staying here every single night for like the past like 6 months or so. So I guess in that aspect, like I'm not living with my mom anymore, but I don't really consider it living on my own because I don't have like the responsibilities and the expenses of living on my own, if that makes any sense. Like a lot of my stuff is still at my mom's house. Like I do obviously have some of my clothes here, my makeup, my school stuff, you know, like my bathroom stuff, like all of that is obviously here, but also a large majority of my stuff is still at my mom's house. Like my bedroom at my mom's is still set up. I mean, my mom still, you know, takes care of a majority of my bills. The only things that I pay for are my phone bill and then I guess my student loans and my school books. But other than that, all my bills are still covered, and obviously living with Luke, he, you know, supports and pays for himself in this apartment. So I don't know, this is kind of like a weird assumption to address because I'm kind of in the middle of the two. I'm like in this like transition. It's like a slow transition from living at home to living with Luke, living independently. So I don't know if I would really consider myself living on my own. I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing. As far as if I like it or not, I mean, it's not that I don't like it. I'm not a huge fan of like being an adult. Being an adult sucks. I would much rather be a child just watching like Disney movies and coloring all day. That sounds, you know, way more fun than being an adult. But at the same time, because I'm not like fully living on my own, I don't have like all of the expenses and the responsibilities of being an adult, like living on my own. I feel like that makes a huge difference. So I feel like I can't really say if I like it or not when I'm not fully living on my own. All right, the next assumption is, love your videos, girl. Thank you so much. You seem like the type of person who loves to go shopping, and you are definitely right. I love shopping. I feel like I'm the only one in my family that loves shopping. I feel like it has changed throughout the years. Like I used to love to go to the mall. Like I went to the mall all the time. I didn't necessarily like go like shopping or buy anything every time, but I loved being at the mall and just like going into a bunch of different stores and looking at you know, everything. When like comparing to like my family, like my mom and my sister, they absolutely hate shopping. So when I was younger, it was like torture because like I wanted to go to the mall and I wanted to go shopping and I wanted to go here and there. And like, it was like literally dragging my mom and or my sister with me to the store, and they were just having a miserable time. But yeah, I definitely love shopping. The thing that has changed nowadays is I don't really go to the mall. Oh my gosh. I haven't been like shopping in a store in forever. I mean, other than like Walmart to get like groceries, but like shopping for like clothes or anything like that, oh my gosh, it's been forever. I am definitely a fan of online shopping now. I absolutely love online shopping. Do I do a lot of shopping? Not necessarily, because I don't have the budget for the amount of times that I want to go shopping and for the amount of things that I want. So yeah, as far as like buying things, I don't do a lot of, but I definitely am searching through like, you know, the internet, looking at clothes and accessories and all that sort of stuff. The next assumption is you hate your sister, and this is definitely false. I think this is the first assumption that we got that is like completely false. I do not hate my sister at all. She is my best friend. She is my big sister. Like I said, she's like one of the people that I am the most close with, if not the most close with. Yeah, I definitely don't hate her. The thing that this assumption reminds me of, like I kind of like touched on from when our childhood, like our little like hissy fits that we used to have. It's just, and if you have like a sibling that you're close with, or maybe you're not as close with, you probably can relate like when you're younger and like you guys get into a fight about something. Like it just brings you back to the days where like me and my sister, like if we fought about like a toy or something like that, and I would always like run to my mom, bawling my eyes out and tell her like how much I hate my sister and like I wish my mom never had her, and like just so dramatic. And my mom's just sitting there like looking at my dramatic ass, like me having a panic attack at how much I hate my sister, and she's just like, okay, like, all right, Brooke, whatever you say. That's just what that makes me think of. Like, I feel like if you have a sibling and when you were younger, like you always said stuff like that, like, oh, I hate my sister or I hate my brother, and then like 10 minutes goes by and you calm down and it's like you act like nothing ever happened. I would definitely say me and my sister have gotten into a ton of those fights, and now it just makes me laugh. But yeah, like, legitly, I do not hate my sister. And the last assumption that we are going to read from Instagram is that you are taller than Brie. And I'm pretty sure that this is true. I think I've always been a little bit taller than her, or maybe not always because she is my big sister, but yeah, I think I am like an inch or two taller than her. So it's not like significant. Like I don't know if you would necessarily notice if we were like standing next to each other, but yeah, I am an inch or two taller than her. All right, now we have 2 assumptions that are from my Facebook page. So the first assumption is, my assumption about you is that you are outgoing and like to be social. This one I kind of already touched on. I am a very shy, awkward, introverted person, so I wouldn't label myself as outgoing. Absolutely not. As far as being social, I don't really like to be around new people. Like when I'm in like a group of new people, or we go to hang out with people that are like new or maybe we don't know as well, I get very awkward. I don't like situations like that, being why like I don't have many friends and I don't make friends very easily. But as far as like my family and like my close knit of friends, I would say that I'm social with them just because like I've known them for years. I'm comfortable around them. We hang out all the time. So yeah, in that aspect, in my small knit group of people, I would say that I'm more social. Definitely not outgoing, but I am more social with them. But as far as new people, absolutely not. I'm like the most awkward person to be around. And the last assumption is, my assumption about you is that you like expensive items, but in your heart, you're frugal and like a good bargain. I would say this assumption is definitely true to an extent. I don't find myself looking at expensive things, or at least maybe like not expensive things that most people would label as expensive. Like I'm not looking at like $250,000 cars or, you know, like a $10,000 bag or anything like that. There are some times where I'm just like looking at clothes and I'll see like a jacket or like a shirt that I like that's like 70 bucks, 100 bucks. Most people may not consider that like expensive or luxury, but I think that's very expensive. So yeah, that's like what I consider like me liking expensive things. Like I can go on a site and like the first like shirt or something that like catches my eye is like on the more expensive side compared to other shirts on the website, if that makes any sense. But I definitely do like a bargain. I absolutely hate spending money. Like I did a whole video on how I make my money and how I save my money. It's not too old. I think I filmed that like last summer or something like that. I can link that down in the description box if you want some tips, especially if you're a broke college student like me, or maybe you don't have like a regular job. Anything like that, I do include some really great tips that I still do to this day. To make some money and also save some money. So if you haven't seen that video, I will link that down in the description box. But yeah, to kind of go along with that video, I don't really buy anything unless there's like a sale going on or something like that. So yeah, I would definitely say like I do like expensive things, but I don't ever really buy expensive things, and I'm definitely a very frugal person. All right, everybody, and that is it for this reacting to or reading your assumptions about me and letting you all know if they're true or false. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. Maybe you guys learned a little bit more about me. If you did enjoy this video, or if you did learn something new about me that you weren't really expecting, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, that's basically it for now. I'm gonna get going. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next videos. Bye, everyone.